Hey, it's Russ from the Infectious Screw podcast and vinyl channel. Today I'm going to continue my series on some rare pressings we have here, and actually I'm going to cover two rare Warrant albums over three different pressings coming right up. As of the shooting of this video, there are at least two, well, a total of four Warrant albums that either haven't been pressed on vinyl or have been pressed and they're really rare, and it's a crime. Especially the two that I'm going to cover now, because they have been pressed previously and I have no idea why they haven't been repressed. I would actually love it if by the time that this video comes out that these two records, the information on them is out of date and they've either been repressed or announced to be repressed. That would be sweet. But the first one that I'm going to cover as of the shooting of this video is still rare, is the album Cherry Pie, and I actually have two different pressings of this album to show. Now at the cover, first glance, there's really no big difference other than the cover art that never should have been the cover art for this album. But if you look close, there is a difference in the lower left corner. The parental advisory sticker is on one and not on the other. That's because these two, this one here with the parental advisory sticker is the one that was available at regular retail. This one here without the parental advisory sticker is the one that was available via clubs like BMG, Columbia House, that sort of thing, which is a little bit funny that they pressed it and pressed a clean version of the album, more or less like what you would find the CD at Walmart at the time. So it's kind of interesting that that was the only one that was available through the clubs. I came into this one first and didn't think I'd ever see the record on vinyl again, so I snapped that up. And then years later, I found the regular pressing, the official retail pressing with the parental advisory sticker on it. So I grabbed that one up as well. And as far as I can tell, the only difference between these two pressings and what gets the parental advisory as opposed to the one that doesn't is the one with the parental advisory sticker has the, I guess you would call it a bonus track at the end called Ode to Tipper Gore, which, if you're familiar with the PMRC and everything that happened in the early 80s regarding all the parents getting all uppity about music and the satanic panic and profanity in music and so on and so forth, that track is not a song at all. It's just a collection of, I'm certain not all of the times, but most of the times that Jani Lane or anybody else said some sort of profanity on stage. So it's really just a quick track that's like a montage, if you will, and other than that there's no music missing between the two albums, so it's not like you're really going to get a huge difference. And the track is short enough that it doesn't really affect the pressing as far as because you're losing a track on side two, it's not like the grooves are spread out that much further to where one sounds much better than the other. One other difference between the two is that the club pressing, again the one without the parental advisory and without the Ode to Tipper Gore track, does not come with a printed inner sleeve. When I got it, it just had a regular plain paper inner sleeve. But the parental advisory version does come with a printed inner sleeve, picture of Warrant on one side and the lyrics on the other. So I kind of think that's cool, and actually there's some credits for the Ode to Tipper Gore, which I think is hilarious. So again, this is a fantastic album, and no matter which version you see out in the wild, if you see it, I would strongly recommend snapping this up, because the prices are getting ridiculous on this, and I really hope that it does see a reissue of some sort. I'm not looking for, a double LP special edition or anything crazy like that. I don't have high expectations like that, but I really think that album should be in the hands of more people. And another album that really fits the bill as far as should be in the hands of more people is the follow-up to Cherry Pie, Dog Eat Dog. Now there's a couple of different pressings of Dog Eat Dog that are available. As far as I know, there was never a US pressing of this album, and there were only, according to Discogs, it was only pressed in 5 different countries, and all 5 have this disappointing cover art. This to me is so lazy. If you remember CD long boxes, like even before the plastic security cases, CDs used to come in a printed cardboard long box that was like 2.5 or 3 times the size of a CD cover. It looks like more or less all they did was took that CD long box art and throw it on a 12-inch LP cover, which is also confusing because they at least blew up the back picture to fit in on the album cover, which is crazy. So that's how 4 of the 5 country pressings of this look. If you look up anything on Discogs, pretty much all the cover art looks like this, which is really a shame. I actually have a Garth Brooks pressing that's almost exactly the same way, but at least they made the back of it black so it stands out less, as opposed to this one where with the gray in the background it just really makes it stick out like a sore thumb. However, there is a pressing available from South Korea where they did what they should have done, which is crop the cover art right at the half point and made pretty much from here up the entire 12-inch cover. So I like that cover a whole heck of a lot more, but I got a much better deal on this, and I've never read anything saying that the sound quality is any better on one pressing over another. As far as the actual pressing goes, this and Cherry Pie, exactly the same as you would expect for an early 90s Columbia pressing, red label, 120 gram vinyl, which is fine. But more important to me than anything is it sounds fantastic. From Machine Gun all the way through to the end of the record, absolutely sounds fantastic, and I wish this album would get a repress. For that matter, the following 2, Ultraphobic and Belly to Belly, I wish they would get a first pressing from the record labels, and hopefully we'll get there. As far as a printed inner sleeve, again, some cool pictures of the band and the lyrics on the other side, fairly standard for the time, but they did do a cool job of getting some in-studio pictures and whatnot, which is kind of cool. In my opinion, there's a lot more thought. I feel like Warrant progressed quite a bit from their first record to the second record, and then again a big jump in quality of lyric and song construction from the second to the third album, and again they continued to do that at least for the next 2. So I feel like those pictures are kind of indicative of that. So it's a little bit better than the artwork or pictures that you got inside of Cherry Pie. So that is just a little bit of information on some rare Warrant pressings, what to look for if you're looking for Cherry Pie, and some information regarding Dog Eat Dog. I'm going to go ahead and hold it up the right way. Warrant, I really feel like, is one of those bands that is underrated and therefore probably a long shot for things to get repressed, but with recent announcements of things like Firehouse pressings getting done of records that were never pressed before, Lynch Mob getting repressed and whatnot, I really have hope that this era of music is going to start to get some sort of love and represses and whatnot, and I sure hope that Warrant is on that list soon. Thanks for watching.